All right, so the mission has concluded. This is Tokyo Revengers episode 11. And this shit was still an emotional roller coaster because from where we left off last time around, the ambulance was on its way and shit. The gang just came threw them hands. Well, got the shit beat out of them, but they did it in a way where it saved Takemichi and Draken, right? But we still get to the point where they get dragged to the hospital in this episode. And while in that ambulance, it seems as if Draken was going to give his final words. And I'm like, dog, what the fuck? This nigga dying on us right quick? And then his fucking lifeline flatlined on us. So I'm like, God damn, so he's dead. And they just put the period on the shit. Like, all that work and this nigga just die on us, right? And then when we get to the hospital, it was kind of trippy to me because I believe it was just days ago, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, Mikey and Draken were just at that hospital visiting, was it Pa Chin's friends, family, one of their, like, it was something crazy. They were visiting these motherfuckers. And this is when Mikey was still on his rowdy shit. He was making noise in the hospital. Draken had to give him that, education. He was, dog, you gotta, calm the fuck down, bro. This is niggas' family members and shit. It is our fault. This, whatever happened to her, all them niggas, their daughter and shit getting ran through. And did she die or did she just get, I don't know. I don't want to say what I don't know. She either died. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to say rape, but I gotta say rape, nigga. That's what happened. I think she got raped. But some fucked up shit happened to her. And now we have Mikey, who's in a situation where he's visiting the hospital. He's the one telling niggas to pipe the fuck down and, have some respect. We gotta, see this shit through. And another thing, it was just like this episode, even though it was a good story type of episode, it still managed to have my fucking emotions go up and down because when that light is on and it finally goes off, I had to pause the phone, I had to pause the show because I wasn't trying to hear the bad news. I wasn't trying to hear, oh, nigga, it's a wrap, my nigga Draken dead. However, he comes out, and this is after Mikey gives his little motivational speech, and we get the news that the surgery has been a success. Draken will pull through. So at that point, I'm like, yo, this nigga survived. Like, why the fuck y'all gotta, make me go through all that shit? But I was still excited for my nigga. I was still happy. And my boy Takemichi got the upgraded drip. He now got the new fucking jacket. Because he was walking around feeling himself after all these rumors go around. He's the hero. He got into that brawl and shit. And they did change his clothes. But this motherfucker looking tacky as shit. He had them outlaw sweats on, them pants. The glasses were kind of cool. And the shirt. And even Draken had to go in on him, telling him, yo, bro, your head's getting too big. And then he gets Mikey's first jacket. So that was pretty dope to see. And the center of the universe, that shit was kind of, that was clean. But then it gets to the point where I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on now? Like I said, this shit had me going up and down because they meet on the roof. And Mikey's like, yo, who the fuck are you? How'd you know all this shit was going to happen? And it seemed as if it was setting up some type of beef between the two where it's like, were you in on this too? Did you have information about this shit that you were hiding from us? Were you a part of them and then suddenly switched to be on this side of things? And then he just simply drops it and was like, yo, bro, you look ridiculous, dog. What the fuck are you wearing? So I don't know if he's testing Takemichi. Is he still trying to see where he stands? Like, how did you know all these things? Like, because there's some suspicious activity going about. And just to begin, like at the very beginning, I thought it was pretty ironic that the same thing happens to, what's his name, Kiyomasa. The same thing happens to him, what essentially happened to Pa Chin, where they stab somebody, the police are starting to come, and now the gang just fucking says, fuck it, let's get the fuck out of here, fuck that shit. So like the very thing that started this fight, it ends the same way for these group of people who are so upset about it. Now, Kiyomasa had his own personal beefs where he was more so mad at Draken for like taking his position or some shit, or kind of shaming him in front of everybody when he was doing the whole underground fighting shit. But I just think it's pretty dope to see because it's like, yo, there you go. You had all that fucking heart to begin with. You had all this motherfucker. You was talking all that shit, and your homies did the very same thing that happened to start this beef happen to you. So like, it's not like necessarily what goes around comes around, but it's just like, ain't no fucking honor around this thug shit. Like, you motherfuckers, the only niggas with class are Mikey and Draken at this point. And then the two cliffhangers that they left me with was that conversation about this new monster being created, Valhalla, the new gang. You're gonna fucking worry about us, bruh. Looking at Mikey, And this even makes Mikey nervous because he's sitting there like thinking like, how the fuck all this happened? There's these new niggas out to get us. Why would they even try to split us up? What the fuck is going down? And it's like they created a new monster, which I think they could still avoid, because let's say they go into the future. I know they said, I don't know. What does he have a reason to go back in time? We'll find out. I don't know. But if there is some type of beef, if there's some situation where he feels as if he has to save someone again, he hears, maybe he reads that Mikey's dead now or some shit. Well, that's my friend. We had good times. I want to save him too. He now has information about this new monster he's created, because he's once again in the present day where this Valhalla, we haven't heard of them before, is a thing. And if they got into any beefs, any altercations, he could just look up some shit on his fucking iPhone, read the news and say, okay, on this date this happened, so let's try to prevent that, you know. So alongside with Naoto, he could kind of be a detective to help stop crime, not necessarily solve crime, but prevent it from happening. So it's almost like a backwards type of police work. So he's like solving cases that won't exist anymore. He's deleting cases in a way. And then like with Hina, my main thing is like, I hope he don't reunite with her and then like she getting ran through by one of them thug niggas and shit. Like I hope that's not what it is, because at this point I feel like that's my bitch too. Like me and Takemichi, we sharing. And if she getting ran through by some niggas, it's kind of bad. Like I hope he doesn't get heartbroken. One of my favorite moments about this episode was actually when Takemichi is outside of Akkun's like shop and he's crying and shit. Like, cause at that point, in the point of view of Akkun, he doesn't even know, like, he doesn't know that he was gonna die and shit. He doesn't know like there was an alternative universe where he pushed Takemichi into a fucking train track. So for him to see this shit, like imagine you at work and your boy just pull up and that nigga just crying. He's like saying your name and crying and shit. So that was funny, because it's like in the context of what's going on, it kind of makes Takemichi look awkward. And then he gets his job back again. He's kind of like, what the fuck, I'm not fired. So that was cool. I like how we come back into situations and there's always like some humor to be hidden somewhere. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that shit, you know, a little 7-minute video. I just finished, I'm pretty much I'm writing up the fucking theory about Boruto and what I think is gonna fucking pop off. I'm very excited for that, because shit, nigga, I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna just leave y'all with that. Peace, take care. See y'all next time, niggas.